Welcome to the bold analysis. Where do you think Raila Odinga is in this presidential race? I think it's very important at this critical time, 8 days to the general election, for the Kenyans to judge the two candidates on the motive. Because I want to agree with Raphael Tuju that whatever is being sold in public, whatever the public consumes about politicians is just 3% truth. The rest of it is what happens. The real intention why they are going for the office is behind the scene. Raila winning the presidential race in this August 9th is going to be a motivational phenomena on never lose hope. That after trying, making 4 trials, finally the 5th trial will be a successful one. For someone who have been trying something, that is a motivation that you can draw. But in the political space, I see Raila Odinga as the bridge that Raila Odinga's presidency presents opportunity for the country to redefine economic restoration. And one of the most important decisions that Raila will have to make is to either go east or go west. Importantly, that will be something to look at how the economy is going to be redefined. Raila's presidential bid will usher a generational transition of the country's leadership. So for the young politicians around Raila Odinga, around Uhuru Kenyatta, around William Ruto, this is the most important thing to make. This is the most important time to make crucial decisions and have the long shot. In 2027, the crop of politicians that are in the middle a little bit, I'm talking about the Oparanya, Hassan Joho, the Alfred Mutuas, the governors, the Ungwai, Charity Ngilu, that politician, that brand, that group is going to thrust into the national scene overwhelmingly. But then, when Raila Odinga serves 2 terms or any term, in any instant Raila decides to leave, to exit the stage if he wins the presidency, he's going to usher a generational transition. But I want us to look at the other side of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Kenyans have been wondering that despite of having a marketed the plan that has evolved from hustler nation to bottom-up economic model and is developed to a plan, there is much of character display and religionalization of politics by Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. In my possession, I want to share with you an audio of a gentleman who is a veteran politician who vied for a governor seat in Nandi in 2013 and is just giving an account on what exactly is motivating William Ruto's candidature, why William Ruto is in this race. But before I say that, I think I need to define what I mean by character display and religionization. On top of, in the campaign trail, on top of the car, William Ruto will use these words: I am the deputy president. He will use these words. Like, unaona mkiniona hivi mimi ni mtu ambaye anaweza nyang'anywa kura. Simple English calls it chest thumping. But I decide to give it character display. Telling people the person you are. And communication, I think communication consultants will, one day we can advise you that when you display your character, it is open for coding. And the general public will have to consume what is convenient for them. If you go to the public and you show anger, you show a lot of attacks, you show a lot of abuse, while on the other side you have your side of generosity by donating here and there, buying jackets as 10,000 and so. But at the end of the day, the Kenyan public or the public chooses what they want to relate with. There are those who will relate with your hustler gimmicks of buying and giving Mambogas some 1,000 bobs and that. But also those who will understand and pick up what you're displaying, your anger. And that is why it became so easy and very convenient for Azimio messaging team to demonize William Ruto with the untamed anger, insults, and abuses. That's because they were already displayed. They also want to say, talk of religionization. Religionization is one that I want to make you understand by saying one. Between 2017 to 2022, William Ruto through Rigathi Gachagua have already branded themselves as church candidates. And any other trouble they are going through, they see it as victimization. So they went and postured between the Mount Kenya clergy as people who are being targeted, as people who are getting frustrated and victims of the state. So they went that apart from the political power, they went and posted as people that were also looking for spiritual protection, where you take religion around you, you converge around a religion, and you make Kenyans to believe that of course you're truthful. But true to it is, my good friend Jackie will tell you, that sometimes you need to post before the church so that the Kenyan voter can also, perhaps when because people really believe on what is happening in church, or people believe on church goers, even despite of your threshold of, despite of the threshold of your salvation. I don't want to go that direction, but then that helps to improve your credibility. That if Pastor So and the head of that church and that then believes you, then the people that follow the churches, follow those leaders, are supposed to believe you. Some gentleman is sharing a very different trajectory to that, and I want you to listen to the 3-minute clip on why Ruto is on this race.
I think I bear the ignominy that William and I went to the same high school. When I was in Form 1, I'm a Pioneer 844. He was doing his A-levels at Kapsabet High School. So I know him from, those days as a guy that doesn't have one of the teeth on the frontals, actually. So he has one fake tooth, which more or less speaks to about everything he does, which is fake, the fake bravado and all that. I think I agree with Dr. Ondole. I can only see half of his surname, but I agree with Michael that we need to be absolutely clear that the fight is not with any of the other flower men that we have in this contest. It's basically Baba versus William, and I just want to throw something in the air that a lot of us think we are dealing with a guy who is going to throw up his hands and just give up and walk away. William is not that kind of a fellow. I knew him as a very meek guy who was so shy he couldn't speak. I don't know where he found the voice and the bravado to be what he is today. But people turn out to be lions as they grow, and probably one of the ingredients is money and women, of course. But I would like to give us a warning, all of us. The reason why William is in this race is not because of me as a Nandi or you as a Kenyan who is, a Mama Mboga or a Baba Mkokoteni or whatever it is. William is in this race for William. And the reason he's in this race for William is because he is chasing only one thing. He is chasing immunity. William is afraid of the ICC being revived. He's looking for immunity for that. William is afraid of, the ghosts of corruption following him. He is in this race for immunity from that. So it doesn't matter what you think about. They can be as fancy as, he wants to bring up the Mama Mboga and all these other guys. All that is BS. The bottom line, the key thing that is driving him is immunity from impunity.
Very clear statement. He is in the race to seek immunity from impunity. It is in public domain that whether these statements or whether these allegations are before court or they're just before the public court, or maybe litigation is still going on. But there is one thing that is hanging on William Ruto's neck. That is the corruption association. He's been associated with corruption. He's been associated with murder of, you remember when the Kenei guy was killed, even though there is no evidence that was linking his office or rather his hands on that. But of course there have been orchestrated narrative to associate him with the ills of the society. I am not shocked because Raila Odinga has been going through this for the last 20 years until in this election when people decided, no, we've said enough of the lie, then Kenyans need to know the truth. You see something that is happening. Now, I want to explain here, and let's just look at why do you think that Ruto is so desperate for this immunity? Ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. Let's continue supporting the 2050 Bob challenge for our sister Sarah, who is locked in Kenyatta Hospital. She's a subscriber here. She reached out to us, suffering acute leukemia. She has undergone through chemo, but she cannot still come out of the hospital because of the bill that has inflated to 1 million. So we are doing a 50 Bob challenge, and the idea is if 20,000 subscribers in this can just give at least 50 shillings, donate 50 shillings, we can be in a position to get the figure and produce a 1 million check to support Sarah's medical bill. My number is there directly, 0710 62 78 89, and we are collecting it as Team Bold. You can also reach out to Sarah directly. Her number is 0716 357 360, and of course God will bless you. I want to reveal something just from that audio, that the political wavelength, the political breadth of deputy president is very perishable after this election. This is the point here. Raila Odinga is not as President Uhuru Kenyatta, and whether Raila is going to serve up to 2027 if he wins, I want to be very specific, if he wins the election, Raila is not the kind of a person that you can beat in the public court, because he will make decisions whether they are unpopular. Remember Mau Mau, and he once said that even if this is going to cost me presidency, so be it. And William Ruto knows that Raila will not bury his head in government and just do government and never also make politically convenient decisions. This is something that is worrying deputy president, and what is making it very perishable is some of these things that I want to understand are the ills of the society have been the go down. Those are the money banks, and if that is, someone will go after that. If he doesn't get that immunity, the financial power can even shrink, because again, all these things about the land grabbing, the corruption, the denominator here is quest for financial power. And if someone is in power and the person in power is not giving you immunity, it means they are going after that land grabbed, they are going after that corruption scandal, they are going after X and Z. And to some extent, you cannot even get your financial power, because for you to get the financial power, we want to be very honest and very objective. It will not take exclusively your investment and salary and income. It takes the dirty deals. And the dirty deals is something that if administration of the day might not dance to the tune of deputy president, which is the likely scenario, then I see his anger and fear of losing his coffers. He can't be overexposed. And he's overexposed. This is the reason he can't be overexposed is one thing I've always said.
Hapa kwa earphone. Nimefanya check.
Unasikia sasa? Unasikia sasa? And he has many enemies in government. These are people that expose him. Ladies and gentlemen, if William Ruto is not going to get political immunity, his political enemies will most importantly converge against him, and that can thwart any 2027 or future political dream. That is something that Raila stands, a role that Raila can perfectly play if he outsmarts William Ruto in this election. So at least now my target was for you to understand each and everyone's motive, so that as you make the choice, the conscious decision to vote for your leader, you know really what are you going for. Are you going for the coin, or you are going at the corner? You can't go for the coin or just make and go for the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold look into this. Thank you. For those who are searching, I've changed the name. It's no longer Kevin Oduor, it's The Bold, because I realized people always wanted it, and so I hit the call. Asanteni sana.